Hey guys, it's Shannon from iHeartRadio Canada here with Romi Shraiter and Katie Douglas from Ginny and Georgia. How are you guys doing? How's your day so far?
Great. We're good. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you guys so much. I was just saying that I just finished season two. Congratulations on just being a part of this show. I can't believe how just massive it is. I can't believe how good it is. It's like one of the best shows that I've seen in a long time. So congrats.
Oh, good. Thanks.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
of course. Did you think when you were getting into the show or when you got the role, did you think that the show would end up being as big as it has been?
It's funny. I don't think anybody did. We had no idea that it was going to have the impact that it did, and it like really exceeded everyone's expectations.
Yeah, by so much.
Really? Yeah. Did you like when reading the script though, did you feel like, okay, like this is something special or this is like telling the story of high school in a way that other people haven't?
It's you know what we did we I think it was very apparent on the page that it was something that was actually that was quite different, and it reflected just the mind of Sarah Lampert, or the showrunner who wrote the pilot. I think I always knew that it was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was also like right off the bat, just so much fun in every way and like fun writing, fun to be on the set and a fun show to make. So I'm really glad that that translated onto
Yeah.
how it would be.
Yeah, totally. And I'm sure it's such an experience like shooting the show and then experiencing everyone else watching the show. So how has it been? Like, how does it feel now that season two is out and everybody is watching it and you're getting all the feedback now? Katie, I'll start with you.
It's really nice to be there for people. I think in the same way where it still has that same people are connecting to it the same way they did the first time around, which I think it came out during COVID, which was a particularly lonely time, and things are still obviously we're piecing everything back together, but things are still hard. So I'm happy that we can be there for people.
Yeah, totally. I'm sure your DMs are just like full of people relating to storylines.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But what's the biggest thing that's changed in both of your lives since the show's come out?
I think for me, this was my first show that I ever did. And so it's crazy that the first big thing I was a part of was so well received and like resonated with so many people. But it definitely set me on a different path because before that, I really thought that I would be doing a lot of theater and focusing primarily on that.
Yeah, that's sweet. What about you, Katie?
I really want to say nothing.
Yeah.
Because it for the most part is pretty much the same, but I guess we've been on the receiving end of a lot of people who resonate with the show and relate to our characters, and it's been nice to have that kind of discussion with strangers.
Yeah. Do you have people come up to you and talk to you about the show and your characters and things?
I do, for sure. Yeah, and it's always just really kind of touching.
Yeah, totally. Do you guys feel like you have a lot of things in common with your characters? Were you able to relate to them in different ways?
It's funny, you're talking to two people who probably don't.
Yeah.
Romi, go ahead for this one.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. I hope not. I mean, Samantha's kind of a villain. She's not we don't really get to see a lot of parts of her, and the ones we do are not very likable and not really great. So maybe next time around I'll be able to answer that differently, but not really, no.
Yeah.
No, that's a great answer. And you feel the same way, Katie?
Me, I'm finding more and more similarities with her. I guess it's the art of the flawed characters that everybody can find something in common with that character, in particularly. But yeah, there's a lot of avoidant qualities that Abby has that I can definitely relate with. But more than anything, this has been a really fun acting role.
Yeah, I can imagine for sure. Where would you want to see your characters' storylines go, Romi?
Well, I think they planted some seeds at the end of this season where we're gonna hopefully see some interesting stuff between our characters next time around. And I'd like to see how that all unfolds and what that entails.
I think season 2, I kind of wanted to see Abby find something special about herself and own herself a little bit more rather than just being insecure with her flaws, kind of carry herself through it all with a sense of humor and like a sense of self, in hopes that makes itself apparent to the people that like need to see it. And that being said, down the line, I kind of hope that we can get into how the characters deal with their problems. in hopes that the people who need to see it.
Yeah. And not just in like self-destructive ways.
Yeah. Maybe we get to the root of it.
But there was a really powerful scene towards the end of the second season from both of you. I think you kind of alluded to it, Romi, of like you coming out of the washroom and then Katie's character going into the washroom and you guys kind of dealing with similar things, but not really talking about it. Yeah. How did you feel, I guess, like when reading that for the first time or thinking about that particular storyline?
Katie, do you want to go first?
I was happy to finally have some, another scene with Romi.
Yeah.
I love Romi. But the one thing that I hear a lot about, I guess, my character is that they don't really touch on the issue that is the eating disorder that they allude to. And it kind of does feel like we're starting to get into it now with that scene kind of as the starting point. So I loved reading that on the page.
Yeah, totally. I do think the show does do such a great job of like having these conversations about mental health. And season 1 really got into that. Season 2, even more. So what do you hope that people take away most from the show?
It's tricky because there are so many characters and they're all grappling with so much. So there was so much establishment of everyone and all their problems to be done. And so now we're finally starting to really, really dig into all of these really, really heavy topics. And I hope that people are, like you said previously, feeling seen. And I think such a big part of the show is about these really, really strong friendships and how everyone has a really large support system. So I hope it's giving people hope that they do have community and people that they can turn to when they're feeling isolated and they're feeling alone and like they can't relate to the people around them.
Totally. Yeah. Like I haven't been in high school in like over a decade at this point, but watching it, I'm like, I feel like this is such a good representation of what high school is like, or like how teenagers act. So you guys did a great job at that. Has there been any like celebrities that have acknowledged their love for the show that you guys were like overly excited about? Because I feel like a lot of people are talking about the show.
Yeah, absolutely. Which has been really exciting.
Yeah. Anyone in particular that has...
I don't know if I can say, but I've had some really sweet interactions with people online, which is, yeah. I'm afraid to name drop anybody.
Like, name. Yeah. No, that's... Yeah. I just saw a tweet yesterday from like Kiki Palmer talking about the show. Did you see that?
That's really cool. Yeah.
That was really sweet. I want to read it just for anyone that watches that hasn't. She says, at my job today, they gave me a chauffeur. He'd been waiting a while for me to finish. And when I got back into the car, he was watching Ginny and Georgia. And I was curious and I asked him what made him watch. Did his kids watch? He said, no, just him to try and understand his daughter better. That is so sweet.
Yeah, I think that's really, I'm so happy that she like tweeted that. It is. It's like you said, it's representation, which I think is incredibly, it's an incredibly important form of reflection on humanity.
Yeah, I think that sums the show up really well. Awesome. Thank you guys so much for taking the time today to chat. It's been so nice to talk to both of you. Like I said, such a huge fan of the show. So excited for everything to come in season 3 when that hopefully gets announced. So congrats, guys. And so much more for characters in season 3. I'm ready.